Did you look at anything at the place?
What place?
No? Did you look at like any of this stuff?
Oh, no. I went
just like beeline.
I went in there and there was like a Mr. Miyagi kind of situation going on. There was like a guy, there was like an older gentleman and his like apprentice or something. That's what that's like what I chalked. Like the second I walked in, that was what I chalked that up as.
It was just okay. So
like a younger kid. He was probably like maybe like 19, 20.
Used music memorabilia.
I don't know. They have a bunch of stuff in there. Really nice
New
guitars.
and used, or
I don't. It's all. I don't know if there's any used stuff. I'm sure there is.
Oh.
You know, when it comes to music stores, there usually is.
That's a massive store.
Yeah, and I was like,
considering the fact that it's in Dayton, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Does he have headphones?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, no, he's listening.
3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the Target Practice Podcast.
I went in and I was like,
Spoiler alert, we live in Dayton, Tennessee now.
hello. And I was just like, I'm looking for a 3.5 to quarter inch adapter. And he was like, oh, it's right over here. He's like, oh, I'll show you. I was like, okay, cool. And they were out of the one. And I was like, he was like, man, it looks like we're out. Can we just do the cable? Like, can you do a cable? And I was like, possibly. And he gives me like, 3.5 to quarter cable. And I'm like, well, here's the problem. The Audio-Technica headphones have a proprietary like a link there that has to goes in. There's a notch. It has to go in. I was like, that's not going to work. Mm-hmm. I was like, do you have a female ended 3.5 that goes to a quarter?
Oh.
So you could plug that microphone into the female end and it would go. He's like, no. And then frickin' Danielson said, hey, there's another one on the back wall. And lo and behold,
there it was. Son of a bitch.
He's like, do you need stereo or mono? And I was like, I don't know, man. And he's like, see these two lines? He's like, the one line. I'm like, yeah, I know what the lines mean.
Dos lines, por favor.
Yeah, toast. I was like, probably stereo, man.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, cool.
We want stereo. Thank you.
Well, we got it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Here we are.
Are we going?
Yeah. Target Practice Podcast 2.0 in full effect, my man.
Full swing.
Episode 1 or 103.
It's 103.
Are we just going to start there?
We could do like, you could do like 103.1. That'd be stupid.
How about season 2, episode 1?
That would be stupid. We could do
That's
do season 2, episode 1, and we could do like Star Wars, and we could start telling our story from like childhood. People do prequel.
People do seasons for podcasts.
You know why?
Is that a weird thing?
No, you know why they do it? It's because they don't want to record the whole year. So they take they record
they take time off?
Yeah, they record for like 8 months and take 4 months off, which to be honest is a smart move.
Fucking part-timers.
Yeah, but it's a smart move when you have like a huge crew. Like when you're doing an entire
Yeah, but I know guys that I know podcasts that have seasons that have a huge crew of Uno. Like they do.
Well, that's just you being lazy.
Yeah. Like, fucking get a life.
Especially if that's all you do, there's no reason you can't do it all year long.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason.
Fucking
if you're
quitter.
doing like the fucking like Lucas from TRX Arms, he does his in a season.
I saw that.
But it's like
he also owns a massive business.
Massive
does a bunch of shit
and trains people and shoots 3-gun
right
and precision shooting competitions. Right. So it's like
be better than a crackhead is all I'm saying. Yeah. You do it all the way. You don't do it at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe it was in the beginning and you were trying to do it and then get more stuff or move to it an actual maybe a new studio or something maybe your first couple years you would do that to make improvements in those time off.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or you stop doing it, make a YouTube channel, start fishing. 3 years later, move somewhere else, and we're like, fuck it, let's do this again.
Well, to be fair, we told them we were going to be back.
A lull in the action is no more.
The lull is over. The action's back on.
Exactly. Here we are.
It was 3 years lull. That was a bit longer of a lull than we had anticipated.
A bit longer. Yeah.
2 years long.
By a bunch.
66% longer.
Longer than it was 4 years.
Was
it
it
4
really?
years?
I don't know.
I've been here almost 2. You've been here almost 3.
Well, I can look
It
it up.
has to be.
When did we release the Lull in the Action? Guys, when did we release Lull in the Action? Do you guys remember? I can tell you right now. It was a lot longer than we had anticipated, and we do apologize for that. Not really. You can kiss my ass. It was April 21st. No, 16th of April, 21. So,
All right, so 3 years.
3
Little
years
over.
and a couple months. Yeah. 38 months. The Lull was is a toddler.
The Lull is about the same amount of time as like how long kids are on the tit now.
That's please stop it.
It's pretty fucked up, man. How old is your kid? 56 months.
Yeah. If you can stand, you should not be suckling at a teat.
If you can stand while your mother sits and suck on her boob, get a job, man.
I've seen that in public yet. I don't see much breastfeeding in public anymore. That was a huge. We talked about that in the podcast before. My disgust for it. People got really mad.
Yeah. Well, people are,
I don't like.
people are triggered.
I was triggered because I feel like it was like one of those grasp at like attention because they were like they want to just whip their tit out in the middle of a restaurant
Just to see who's going to get upset.
right.
Or
That's what I was mad at.
Or come over and be like, I'm so proud of you. For what? For feeding your kid?
Seriously.
Are you that stoked
I
that
have-
that human being is feeding another human being? Get the fuck out of here.
I
man.
have zero problem for like the
What are you
ones like with
talking
the
about?
like that have like the blanket or whatever. Like you do that.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, man. Look, no one wants to see your tit. That's not true. I probably 100%.
If you're gonna take the one out to feed the kid, take
pull
the
out
other one.
other one for pleasure.
Seriously.
I mean, we can go business and play. We can do two things at once, is all I'm saying.
100%.
We can have, if you're going to drop one out, drop them both. Let everybody else in on the party, man.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm in.
this PG-13 bullshit, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and people like me and you are the reason that you shouldn't do that in public.
Also very true. Yeah.
Like that.
Because I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titties!
Yeah. Now it's a party.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a beat at you.
Yeah.
Probably.
If I had beats, I absolutely would.
100%.
I'd try to friggin' horseshoe ringer your neck.
Seriously. Or the kids. I mean, either way, you're winning. Right? I mean, look, man.
You just fucking cross a restaurant, fucking horseshoe, and fucking forth like a 4-month-old. Got him.
I mean, look.
Jesus.
That could be that could be something that just happened. Like, I don't even have control over that. You know?
like
it's
your
just like
first
second
response
nature.
to a
Like,
tit is to
you
throw
see a
beads?
tit just like tossing beads, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you roll around with
we're in the
beads,
French Quarter,
you like
baby.
everyday carry
Let's fucking do
beads.
this shit. Not really, but I mean, when in Rome or Louisiana, I mean,
If
it's
I'm
a weird
fucking throwing
thing.
beads, I better have beignets too.
Seriously.
Give me some of them. Chocolate stuffed ones.
I think the first time I knew about beignets was actually that movie.
The chef?
John Favreau. Yeah. John
Really?
Favreau. Yeah. And the other John that no one understands his last name. Say it.
Oh, wow. Well, how would you put me on the spot? I love that dude. Luke Ziamo.
Nah, I don't know if that's it. But I mean, that's probably the closest version.
That's his name. John Luke Ziamo.
Dude, it's so good that
You know my
can do that
favorite
without
line that he says in any movie he's in? In that fucking one of my favorite zombie movies ever, Land of the Dead.
Great movie.
And he's in that movie. They're throwing zombies off the back of that truck into like the dump to burn, like bodies. They're dead. And one of them that's already at the dump, like raises up and he shoots him in the head. And in Spanish, he tells him, "Your mother was a whore."
Tu madres, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Tu madres horror.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can look
God,
at
it was so good.
it. Yeah.
I love that.
Me and Courtney watched that movie. She had never seen it. So we watched that movie the other day.
It's not a popular zombie movie especially
I was
in a
talking
time.
about, I was talking about Chef, but keep going.
Oh, what I was saying is like in a time where like 10 years ago when Walking Dead was in full swing and zombie things were just like everybody. Like
Right.
people had like zombie like zombie kill crew on their car and stuff. And like, I mean, super popular. Like that movie never got traction. I feel
People were getting IDs that had like zombie killer.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever the zombie ID.
Yeah.
What about the people were buying? God, they were buying like tags, like deer tags of zombie tags.
Yeah. Like they were making like AR, like
weird.
Gun companies were making lime green ARs.
Dude, EOTech did it.
Yeah.
EOTech had a line of zombie optics with that had the green LEDs.
Yeah, the green dot.
Yeah. Which was sick, by the way. I owned one.
Sure.
100%.
I mean,
that thing was dope as fuck.
yeah, I just don't.
Low light's terrible. Or green's weird, but it is.
Pointing into green stuff kind of sucks, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because nothing in the world is fluorescent red.
no.
Lots of stuff's green.
Right.
It looks good though.
Looks dope.
Inside, it looks really good.
Looks sick. And it had the
Donut
optic.
of death.
No, it had the radiation thing. It was like that.
Like the biohazard.
Yeah, the biohazard.
Oh, see,
With the dot in the middle. That's sick.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it was
that
a great
movie
idea.
just never like. You asked me about that movie. No one's seen that movie.
Which is weird.
It had like some pretty big names. I mean, I guess not big names, but like John Leguizamo. Like, well, he's like the king of like B movies, kind of.
Or John Wick. I mean, he was in John Wick. Yeah.
Well, he's
Played
been in
a
like
great role
some
in that movie,
He's
too.
been in some really big movies.
Fantastic.
He also like dabbles in the
Well, yeah, he just takes everything,
movies.
which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, talk about. I mean, he's grinding, dude.
yeah, he's great.
Love that guy. Yeah,
It's a fantastic movie.
we watched Chef the other day.
It's a good movie.
So I got her on that one and Burnt, which is one of my
good.
favorites.
Yeah.
She liked both of them.
Yeah, I haven't watched. There was that new show. It's not new anymore. The kid from. Oh God, what's that show on
The Bear.
Yeah, that one. What's
Still
the show
haven't
that kid's in that I can't fucking
Shameless.
Shameless. I can't
Terrible.
watch that show.
Yeah.
There's so much drama in that show. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah. No, there's a few of them like that. Everybody talks about like that one.
I can't watch
watched
The Office.
on and off.
I can't watch
The
The
Office, even though it's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but that guy,
A lot of anxiety.
that guy embarrasses me through the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because I'm not
Let's talk
embarrassed
about
in
that
real
for a
life.
second. Yeah.
Steve
it's
Carell
weird.
makes me feel so uncomfortable
Yes.
through the screen.
Fantastic actor.
I mean, that's crazy.
It is fucking weird.
I
though,
can't watch it.
Right? I agree.
I cannot watch it.
What's the other one I was thinking of? Ozark. Can't watch that movie.
The show
Yeah, the show.
I watched
Great acting. Fantastic show. However, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable that every single second of that man's life is the worst day of his life. But it's the worst minute or 10 minutes or half hour. I love him as an actor too.
Yeah.
Fucking guy is great, but god damn, dude, I can't watch it. I watch it and I got into it for a while. And then I'm sitting in like season 3-ish or something like that. I'm like, bro, does anything go right?
No.
Anything at all?
Doesn't ever go right for that guy.
Anything. And it reminded, so I just got done watching Your Honor.
Oh yeah, with what's his name from Malcolm in the Middle. And
Sure. I would think
you would think I'd go Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
I'm just saying. I think Malcolm in the Middle is comparable.
No, but I mean,
They say Breaking Bad is the greatest show ever filmed. People say it's like that and Sopranos are like the top two.
Yeah, I'd take Sopranos all day long.
I think Sopranos is better,
I think it is too.
but I think that's, I don't know. I think that's probably subjective a little bit.
First of all, it's got to be difficult. I don't know that you could really. I mean, how do you compare those two? You have, crime
like an
drama,
action drama,
I
yeah.
guess, crime drama, whatever you want to call it. But that's a tough one. I mean,
like I was looking at lists the other day because I've been going over lists of like top movies, songs of all time, right?
Okay.
And like the TV show one brought like, no matter how many you look at, like basically the consensus is the top three is Breaking Bad, Sopranos, and Game of Thrones.
did you ever watch all of Game of Thrones?
Yes.
I haven't.
Yeah, I watched all of them.
I got all the way through the 3rd episode,
Oh.
and I was like, yeah,
Yeah, that first season's a real slow cooker, man.
that's what I hear.
And then it really takes off after that.
One thing that I have in common with both Breaking Bad and The Sopranos, and I guess if you want to call it that, Game of Thrones, would be that none of those shows I watched while they were on TV.
Yeah, no,
while they were going.
I don't think that I can remember the last show that I watched that was going.
Sons of Anarchy.
Didn't watch that.
For sure.
I didn't watch that at all.
Yeah, I love that show. Show was awesome. But I guess where I'm going with that is like people tried to get me to go Breaking Bad. I was like, nope. I once again watched the first maybe 1.5 episodes, and I was like, nah. And then I, for whatever reason, got back into it, and then it was just like a straight 72-hour session or whatever.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It is, for sure. Bryan Cranston's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he did good.
And that dude, and in Your Honor, he's as good or better. It is.
I heard it was very good.
It's fucking unbelievable. I mean, but again, it doesn't make you uncomfortable on the same level as like those other shows where it's like, Jesus Christ, can we like catch a break? Because there was other things going down that kind of like working the system-ish, or if you want, whatever you want to call it. Like there was things in play that ultimately made him make specific decisions, to like, but shit was fucking crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's a fucking great show, man. You definitely need to watch that show for sure.
Yeah, but back to I didn't watch The Bear. People say that's a really good show.
I've been wanting to watch it and I can't get it. I got YouTube TV. Got to get like a FX thing for it, FX, some shit.
I think it's on one of the streaming platforms.
It's on fucking Hulu.
Oh, okay.
And you got to have FX, I think, and Hulu. Someone can tell me if I'm fucking
probably have to have the
there.
premium.
Yeah, it's very odd. And I'm not a Hulu guy anymore. I went YouTube TV so I could get the Sunday NFL ticket, which may or may not actually exist now, according to the NFL and the.
Why?
Did you see that shit?
No.
Yeah, we're jumping.
First of all, I'm thirsty. Hold that NFL thought.
Yes.
You can keep talking. I can get the beers and talk. This is crazy.
So the NFL is...
Pause, sorry. Actually, shut the fuck up, okay?
Yeah.
Do you want a beer or do you want something non-alcoholic?
Beer.
Okay. Do you want a...
What the fuck is Dr. Robert?
That says Robot. That's a berry lemon sour.
Is it real sour?
No, it's not. It tastes like a berry lemon Bud Light.
Ooh, terrible.
It's not. Yeah. It's not gag worthy, but it's close.
Pretty bad.
Oh, you might like this one. This is a Pog, pineapple orange guava.
I'm in. Oh, Terrapin.
Terrapin, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had that one, but thank you.
I knew you'd like that one. Check this out, guys. You guys don't have this, or we didn't have this back in California because this is a IPA survival kit.
Here we are on the fucking...
It's got an American IPA, a low-cal IPA. I don't know what that is. A POG IPA, and then the Imperial IPA, which is I'm going to drink. It's called Death Perception. It's called Depth Perception. Oh, that would be cool if they called it Death Perception.
Yeah. So my favorite... talking about zombies? Like the IPA.
Dude, the freaking American IPA is called Hopsecutioner, and it's fucking delicious.
Really?
Yeah, and the best part about it is it's a fucking turtle.
So
with a bunch of hops and a guillotine.
Yeah. So the first time... I've had it. And probably had it before. I had it before we moved here, because when I came out to see the kids.
Oh, in Georgia.
Yeah, I would get, because Terrapin was, so it was like Terrapin and Sweetwater 420.
Yeah, Sweetwater's good.
Those are the two. Like, those are the two main ones out here.
We had to find new beer when we got here.
Oh my god,
it was hard for a second.
Unbelievable. We've been trying to.
Sweetwater's hazy's good.
Yeah. We've been trying real hard to like find some new stuff out here.
Hops and beer may be closer than they appear.
Okay.
There's a story.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's a story on mine. Guys, you haven't heard Cody tell us a beer can story in 3 years. But wait, first of all, you also haven't got one of these. Oh.
This one, by the way, says, "Where in the world is Crunkles?"
Crunkles is the turtle, I got to imagine.
Is it?
The turtles.
So you gotta fucking find them on here? Crunkles.com?
Oh, geez.
We gotta go to a goddamn website? I'm doing it.
We gotta look for a turtle? I see thousands of them.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's something going on here I can't read.
I'm going to take a drink of this, tell you if I like it, and then I'm going to read you the story on the can. You guys know I'm a suckler for a suckler? Is that a word? Stickler.
Sucker. You're a sucker.
Suckler.
For a good. Yeah.
That's not right.
Are you still on the tit?
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm a sucker for a good beer can story.
I'm 485 months. I don't even know.
Hold on. Let me taste it. This is Imperial IPA, so that means it's 9.1%.
How the fuck are you supposed to read that nonsense? There's
You gotta
chance.
not be old as fuck.
Okay. Well, fuck off. Man.
All right, can story. Here we go. Depth perception Imperial IPA begins with a series of complex malts far off in the distance. The use of 3 distinct bittering hops brings this beer more into focus, while the 3 varietals of dry hops get you up close and personal view of this 3-dimensional IPA. I see what they're going for. So they dry hopped it too, I think. Oh, that was so nice. It's nice when I'm not doing it.
It was nice. Let me try it. Are you going to try yours?
I did.
Cheers for the first time in 3 years on a podcast. Motherfucker. Okay. That was weird.
No, I mean, it tastes like every other non-fruit flavored Imperial IPA.
Got it.
There's only so much you can do with the flavor when you're getting that much alcohol into a beer.
Agreed.
Now, the Voodoo Ranger, Juice Force, Pineapple one. What is that one? What is it called? Is it Juice Force? Oh, come on. Yeah, it's the orange one.
Yeah. It's not the orange one.
It's a yellow can. Orangey yellow can.
Yeah, but there's another one that
There's
they
Juice
have
Force.
that's orange, and it's
Yeah.
not that one.
Yeah, there's Juice Force, which is the other one. And then that one. Don't know. Something Force.
Yeah, I think it is Juice Force because I think they got a few of them.
Okay, well, that one
We can
tastes
look
like...
it up. We've got the internet.
It's like 9.5, but it tastes like pineapple juice because they got pineapple in it. When you're not putting fruit like that, though, like, and you're getting 9%, like, they all kind of taste the same to me because the alcohol kind of overruns it. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. That reminds me a bunch of like, Big Sur.
Does it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it does.
in case you guys don't know Voodoo Ranger because you're idiots.
Oh, are you born in a barn? Maybe. No, Voodoo Rangers.
This is from my home.
Yeah, they're from Fort Collins.
From Fort Collins, Colorado.
But forever they were terrible.
Well,
They had a bunch of terrible beer for a long time.
no, I mean they were like the original.
Don't gnaw me.
They're original.
Sure, the original garbage.
Fat Tire, not garbage.
Fat Tire, not good.
It's wheat beer. It was the very
terrible.
first. It was before all that shit.
I know.
You know.
Does New
And then it
Belgium
came out-
own Voodoo Ranger?
Yeah, New Belgium owns Voodoo Ranger. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So they have Fruit Punch IPA, Fruit Force IPA.
Fruit Force is the
Yeah.
one, the pineapple one. Am I right?
No, it's the blue one.
Oh. Okay.
So we're gonna,
Jesus, they got so many forces.
bro. It's unbelievable.
They're good,
Honestly.
though. I haven't had a bad one.
Yeah. So so
I like it.
they got Voodoo. So Voodoo Rangers, obviously juice. So Voodoo Ranger has like Juicy Haze, Imperial. Voodoo Ranger IPA, Voodoo Ranger 1985 Mango IPA, which is pretty rad. Dude, the fucking can on that is so dope.
Oh, that is cool.
And then they have Ice Force, the Cryo Ranger. I've had that. It's pretty good. And then the Voodoo Ranger Force Pack.
Yeah, what's
Which
that
has
one got?
got-
In it? That's what I bought.
It's got that. It's got the Tropical Force.
Tropical Force.
So you've got Juice Force, Tropical Force.
Tropical
and
Force is like
Ranger
a hazy
Peach
Imperial.
Force. Excuse me.
Emily just had it in California.
Is it dope?
She likes peach. She said it was good. I'm not a
Dude,
huge peach fan. So.
I'm in to try that one. That's in that Force Pack though, because they have more Force Packs for sure. 100%.
Yeah, they did because when I got the Force Pack originally, that one, the Tropical Force, wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Because originally it was like
And the
the
Fruit
Punch
Punch.
Force was in it.
Punch Force.
The Juice Force was in it, and something else I can't remember. It was good though. They were all pretty good. All of them I've had so far are good.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge peach fan, but so I wouldn't imagine that would be like a real standout to me. But
I'd love to try it.
sure,
I mean,
I drink the hell out of it. How's that Pog?
doesn't taste a whole lot like Pog, but it's good. It's good because it's a little more mild, but I don't taste passion fruit, orange,
Pineapple,
or
orange,
guava.
guava.
No, this one's passion fruit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I took a little different Kilo had that pog. It's like right here.
Unbelievable.
Somewhere. What was it called? It's on the fucking thing.
Shit, I don't know.
They had that. You like that hula haze too.
Yeah.
Double dry hopped haze.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I've been drinking a lot of beer in like the last couple of years, really. I was so bummed out that, like, I couldn't find good ones, and I was kind of bummed out that, like, I found like the Sweetwater ones, and then I found the Terrapin. I only had the one Terrapin, the Hopscutioner, and it was good. But I was just like, man, just kind of. I got too drunk off beer too many times. Kind of like gave her a break, you know.
Went to the hard stuff.
Yeah, I just started drinking whiskey. It's more efficient.
It is more efficient. And then you know,
less calories though.
And you lost 1 billion pounds.
It wasn't 1 billion. I think I would be dead.
Well, so I mean, I'm sure you weren't hammering a lot of anything then. But
no, when I was
much more efficient to drink a whiskey than it is to drink a bunch of beer.
Yeah, I
dieting.
calculated out the calories in a Jack
Crazy.
and Coke. No, I mean, yes, because alcohol turns to sugar, so it gets pretty high pretty quick. But I mean, again, much more efficient than drinking beer. Because like, if I got to drink 4 of those 9s, like not being a big drinker really anymore, would get me like, I'm good.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, 4 9s, and I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna drink another one.
Right. So I haven't drank much until about I just started drinking again. Really.
Yeah.
So I hadn't drank since my dad died. Right. And before that, actually, it was long before. Not long before. It was probably a month before that. What's up?
Sorry to interrupt you, but when I hit that my vape here and then I took a drink, it tastes like chocolate. That's weird.
That is weird.
Which is interesting. Brings up another thing from the podcast before. This is like a lemon, like a citrus mint vape. Mm-hmm. And then that alcohol made it taste like chocolate. The chocolate cake shots, you have to have the lemon to get the chocolate.
Make it taste like chocolate cake. Yeah.
That's weird. Some weird correlation there.
Might
How many people did we turn on to chocolate cake shots?
I don't know, but it would be a good idea to get Courtney into that deal.
Chocolate cake shot?
Yeah, I think she would. She might like to try that.
It's pretty good.
It is really good. They were doing some other lemon shot or something like that. Let me tell you something, man. I realized I had never had moonshine until I got here.
Yeah, like real moonshine.
Actual, legit, from a dude moonshine, not from a fucking company making moonshine.
Yeah. It's good.
And
well, it isn't, but
I've had a couple different ones. Let me tell you something. There is one in particular that she has that I would love to try and get more of. Mm-hmm. It's called Honey Peach.
Okay.
They're not much of a peach fan.
Man.
Dude.
Anything to mask the formaldehyde taste, though, is I'm in.
Dangerous.
Yeah, sweet, huh?
Dangerous. Let me tell you something. I challenge you to tell me that you can actually taste the moonshine. So I had grape moonshine. Not a huge grape fan at all.
I love grape.
Zero. Not a fan. Fucking loathe grape. Anyway, we can move on. Tastes like grape Jolly Ranchers, right? This dude, a friend of hers, husband brought it over one night, and we're all hanging out at her pad, and him and her brother had drank like a quarter of it before they got back. By the way, it's like 300 yards from one house, and now it's more than that. They got like 40 some acres. Anyway, it's around the corner. So then they came back, put some water in it to dilute it.
Yeah.
Shake it all up, start passing it around. Probably put a bunch of water in it by the end of the night. It was in the freezer. We were back and forth, and we ended up in the kitchen. We were passing around, me, him, and her brother. It was bad. It was good, but you knew it was moonshine.
Yeah.
Like, it was rough.
Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah.
Rough, right? Here's the weird thing. I had to work the next day, so I didn't get plowed. Right. I didn't get drunk at all, actually. Drinking all that, I did not feel drunk. Like, not at all. and having beers throughout the night too. Had that. I'm basically falling asleep because I got to go to fucking work tomorrow. Everybody else is like, we're calling in. I'm like, awesome. I can't. So, and it was Memorial Day. It was that Monday. So they take off and go riding.
Yeah.
Fucking midnight. Up some rocks that she wanted to go to on their property. Come back. Dude starts doing donuts in her front yard. They're still there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it got pretty rowdy, right? So anyway, it was just, well, for them, for these guys, it's like a normal Thursday or whatever. Yeah. Just happened to be Monday. Very cool. Every one of these guys, really good people. Right. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm like, I gotta go to bed. So I crash out. She comes in a little bit later. I wake up the next morning to go to work, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on in my fucking brain right now? Like, it is like, I don't know if that's like a slow burn kind of situation, but I woke up 6 hours later and I was unhappy with the direction that I was going. I gotta go to work, fucking throttle through it. It was a trip, man. And the thing was, never felt drunk. Not drunk. 100% I was not drunk. Like, I know what that feels like. Yeah. Anyway, fast forward a couple of weeks, whatever, she busts out this other stuff that she'd had in the fridge for a while or whatever. We're having dinner, bunch of people over or whatever. She's like, you gotta try this. I'm like, I'm good on the moonshine. Yeah, I'm cool. She's like, no. Try it. So I try this stuff and I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Nope. Here. Not good. Like, this is not good. You can't feel anything. Nothing. Yeah. I mean, it is insane. It tastes like a fucking Snapple. Yeah. Like, it's fucking crazy. I don't think you guys get it. It's like 180% or whatever the fuck. Yeah, whatever. It's crazy. Then they start going into all these people, I think Popcorn Sutton. I think he's like one of the grandfathers.
Sure.
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Dead now, but his daughter, I think, is still doing it or something like that up in the Virginia or some shit. I don't know. And like where she lives is Shine Country.
Sure.
I mean, in that area. Yeah. Right. So they know people and they get stuff. It's fucking awesome. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Good shit.
I had some Sunday.
Not good. I mean, not good if you want. Like, you could just drink that whole thing. It'd be all bad, but it'd be.
I had some Sunday that was really good. I had to drive, so I just took a sippy sip.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I do. Thing is, what they tell me, again, know nothing about moonshine. They say that the reason the other moonshine was rough and burnt is because it is burnt. Like, it got too hot. So
that
physically burnt it. And so
there's a thing. Let me break off here real quick. There's a thing that goes on around here in these parts that I am a huge non-fan of, and I like to argue it with people around here to my death, and I will. And that is there's just like this really deep-seated like superstition is not probably the wrong word, but like old wives' tale-y kind of like stories / beliefs that goes on around here.
Yeah.
Like, and like that just like triggered it. Like, you burnt it, so now it's burning me on the way down. It would just taste burnt, right? I mean,
yeah, which it does. I mean, I guess in a sense, like, by the way, I totally understand what you're saying. And the thing that I think a lot of people don't, especially people from California, because I don't give a fuck who you are in California. Very rarely do you meet anyone in California whose family's been there for a century. Okay.
Yeah, because
it just, that's not really a thing, right?
You also in California will never meet someone who doesn't ever come out of the hills.
Right. Yeah. So here, like, for instance, Courtney, who's my girlfriend, and we'll get into why I don't have a fiance.
Why that's
anymore.
A different name.
Yeah. Why that's a different name. Eventually. So where she lived, like her house, like her family's owned that for over 100 years,
right?
Around 100 years, somewhere in there is what she's, but that's the same for everybody there.
That's
like
very common.
It's very common. So in California, or on the West Coast in general. I mean, dude, honestly, like even when I grew up in Colorado, like growing up in Colorado, there wasn't a lot of people that you knew, families that had been there for 100 years.
Well, if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Like,
yeah,
we started over here.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Just haven't been over there as long.
Like, you want to talk about homesteads?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
I mean, and you hear about that a lot here.
There's like another weird thing that I find kind of weird. It's like, it's very popular for like some great grandpa or grandpa owns like 30 acres, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And then like all of his family, his like kids, his grandkids, his brother's grandkids, his brother, his sister, and her husband, they all live on the same property.
Yeah, well, that's Courtney, her brother, her sister, cousin.
Yeah.
Like, some of it is the same property, and then some of it is like their own property, but it basically touches. Like it should. There's like one area that isn't, but like, and they lease it out, I think, farmland, some of it. But in any case, point is like, you're right. Like, instead of moving, they just build a home on the other part or another part of the
like my homie at work,
property.
My good homie at work. He like where he lives in the house that his wife grew up in, which used to be her mom and dad's house.
Right.
Her mom and dad built one of those barn dominiums down the hill, literally. I could throw a baseball. Mm-hmm. Grandpa lives up the hill. They're like halfway up the hill. He lives at the top of the hill. Cousin lives at the bottom. Aunt lives down to the right. Like it's wild, dude.
Yeah, it's wild.
And like I'm like, bro, like I would give everything to be as far away from my family as possible.
Yeah. It's funny because like originally that was a way to keep that was a way to protect your family.
Sure.
And what you owned.
Yeah.
Was
100%.
to make sure that the only way you could do that, and air quotes, keeping the family, is by just continuing, if you got 40 acres or 30 acres or 100, whatever the fuck it is, that you put different homes in different locations on the property.
Strategically placed locations.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
I wonder when you say
survival thing.
When you say that, I wonder
On
about
some
like
level.
some like the Great Plains states, like North Texas and Oklahoma, like people that homesteaded there when like the government was giving them away for free,
right?
Because like the Apaches were going to come skin you and burn you alive.
Yeah, you weren't going to have it anyway.
Yeah, like I wonder if you see that there a lot too.
Outside
Obviously, that was a long time ago.
Outside of the, I mean, well, you look at Texas, the ranches in Texas, like you're talking about hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, you're talking about huge things.
Yeah, like 666 and all this. I mean, they're just massive.
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan bought the 666 ranch, as far as I remember.
And it's like, isn't it like 100,000 acres?
It's more than
or something?
that.
1 million acres?
Yeah,
it's stupid.
It is
it's like you own Rhode Island, like
yeah. You own like small states worth of land.
Seriously,
in Texas, yes.
But yeah,
and, I mean, you see that a lot. You would see that in certain parts of Colorado, for instance, like the eastern part of Colorado is flat. It's all farmland, right? Agriculture, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's where you get those big ones. You get those big plots of land and stuff like that. And then in the mountains as well. I mean, just very dependent. But then you get on the Front Range of Colorado, and it's all cities, right? And it's just lined up. And there is was.
Excuse my ignorance. The western part of Colorado is the mountain part, right?
Yes, basically. I mean, the
Rocky Mountains go through.
If you were to split Colorado in the middle,
you'd have mountains. It was plains.
Basically I-25.
Yeah.
Cuts it for the most part right down the middle, right? Okay. So to the left, if you're looking at a map, and north, south, east, west, like to the left is of I-25 is Rocky Mountain, and then very little of it is Western Plain before you hit like Utah. Right.
To the south, west.
To the west. So like there's very little flat plain areas on the western slope, they called it.
Colorado's a weird one, man, to me. When I look at Colorado on the map, I'm always like, that's not where Colorado is. Because it's like, it's lower than dead center in the United States. Like, it is like equal to like longitudinally where we would have lived in California.
Yes.
Where I lived in California.
Yes. Yeah, Central California.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's fucking snowy there all the time because of the mountain. It's obviously the elevation thing, but still, like, that's weird to me. It is. Like, when I look at Colorado, I'm like, that doesn't go there. It needs to be up by Montana or something.
Which, I mean, it's only one state away from Montana. It's Wyoming away from Montana.
Yeah.
But there's
and Wyoming and Colorado are both also perfect squares.
Pretty much,
Which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah,
I think they all should be that way.
So I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have, but like you used to go to the Four Corners.
Yeah.
Which would be Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and
New Mexico.
Yeah. And all of those states are very close to squarish.
Yeah.
Like pretty damn close anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting for sure. I mean, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it rather.
Well, you
when
don't
I was
when you're
in Colorado. Like, I was a kid.
Not
so
really
it was,
paying attention to the
mid-20s.
shape of your
I'm out.
state.
You know, well, I mean, just like all that stuff in general, though. you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like you live there. And that's what it is.
But yeah, I mean, it's. Well, I think about that here too, because if you go across the country, it's not like we're like longitudinally, we're not very different from where we were.
No, we're a little more north. We'd be like where we were at, like where I was at in the Bay Area.
Yeah, but they call it the South here.
Yeah, it is weird.
Got into a pretty heated argument over that one with Courtney one day. I'm like, "This isn't the South." She's like, "Yeah, it is." I'm
Okay,
like,
well, technically, let's get it.
it wasn't that heated, but it was funny.
I think that if you were to look at it and talk about like true longitude and latitude lines, it is not the south part of the United States.
No.
When they say south,
You
that
have
is
a whole other state. You have two fucking states below you.
when they say south, that is a mindset, not a geographical location. Okay. There was a big
100%.
war fought. I don't know if you guys remember. Big war. A lot of people died.
Had a lot to do with some. Well, Juneteenth just passed, actually. Yeah.
Happy Juneteenth.
That was the Emancipation Proclamation, right? That was when they signed it, or that was when
it
was
really?
when it was official. It was officially.
I don't believe that.
So slavery officially ended.
June 19th,
Yes.
like 1866 or something. 7, 8.
Because I don't want to piss a lot of people off, I'm going to look at
Give
this.
a goddamn.
Let me look. No, I mean, you know.
If you cared enough about Juneteenth, if you cared enough about Juneteenth, you should be educating people on it. And since I have no idea, I've also never asked because I don't care. I don't care about most things though.
Yeah,
So.
so it's a holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States.
When did it end? Why is it June 19th? What year though?
June. Okay, so the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by Lincoln. Became official January 1st, 1863.
Sure, because you got to wait till the next calendar year.
Sure. Yeah. It's fucking weird.
That's a weird thing when you're talking about
here's
people being
what's
slaves.
crazy.
You
right?
can't be like put an executive order to be like right now. You got to we got to wait till Jan 1.
But here's what's nuts. It took 2.5 years for the order to reach Texas. Think about that for all you fuckers that text message from one side of the country to the other. 2.5 years.
That seems like a crazy amount of time. Though. Why?
Where the announcement was read, and I'm reading this, by Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger in Galveston on June 19th, 1865.
Do you know how much the weather sucked in Galveston on June 19th?
On June 19th? Yeah. It's like being in Satan's butthole while
What
he's
year was it
actively
again?
eating Taco Bell.
What year was it?
1865.
Okay, so that was right. I was close.
So 2.5 years.
6, all right.
2.5 years. And so for the people that don't know what history, the history of this country, like that's about where we ended as the United States is Texas. That's why they say Texas in 1865 was so significant. June 19th was because everything past Texas wasn't really the state.
It was all Mexican territory.
Yeah, it was all
still,
Mexico
right?
still.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah, because then it was like
I guess I'm not that educated either.
fucking Mexican-American Wars.
In that same time, I mean,
Alamo was about
Alamo.
that. A little after that. Shit, man, I don't know.
Yeah,
That information is deep in that stupid.
Listen,
head
you know
of
what we're
mine.
not doing? We're not having a history lesson. However, it is kind of interesting that it took 2.5 years to reach Texas, which made it basically official.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't even know that's what Juneteenth was.
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate the hell out of it.
I think it's fucking awesome. It seems nuts now to think that it took for a lot of reasons.
I have a story.
Okay. So it seems crazy now for a lot of reasons, obviously, but like not talking about slavery because that's an easy one to talk about and get crazy about. But for something of that magnitude, right? That would be like saying, God, I'm not even going to fucking do it. But for that to take 2.5 years to reach Texas, which was like making it official across the U.S.
Right, like covering point to point. Yeah.
And it's something of that magnitude, right? Like you can no longer own people, but it took 2.5 years.
Someone slow fuck the shit out of that.
I mean, that is government 101.
Yeah, 100%.
And I could go into some shit right now.
We're gonna wait.
I know. 7 times in 2 days I've called.
Yeah.
You know what's happened?
Nothing.
They hang up on you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is what they say. No bullshit. You know what would be fucking hilarious is to pipe that motherfucker in.
We can put it right there. That line in
would be
spot.
amazing. So everybody can hear this shit. I'll beep out my social for purposes of you not wanting it. Anyway, point is,
you don't want it, they'll take your money.
I already did. So 7 times I've called those guys from the time that they open, allegedly, to all the way through the end of the day. And the same thing. I go through the whole fucking menu, the whole deal, give them all the fucking info.
Yeah.
They go, okay. And they connect, and the virtual person connects, and it goes, we're experiencing a high volume of calls. Goodbye. Sure. Boom. And then, well, also they say it in Spanish in case, just to cover all the bases. And then, whoop, dong. Yeah. That's it.
It was the same thing when I was trying to figure out when Emily had to have that surgery before we left. Mm-hmm. Like she was out of work for that month or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she had unemployment.
Right.
So she got 1 check and then nothing. Mm-hmm. And we moved. I spent, I don't know, like the first 3 months I was here trying to call unemployment.
Right.
To get the last 3 weeks that she was still employed, technically, checks from them. Which, right. I mean, was going to be like, it was like $4,000.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Kept hanging up on me. I just gave up. State of California still owes me $4,000. So when they come knocking, I'm going to tell them to fuck off.
Well, maybe they took that out of me.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's your buddy, right?
Yeah. You know him? We're going to drain his bank account.
You can tell him that I have a credit that you can use.
Unbelievable. Like, I haven't worked there in almost 2 fucking years. You guys are still trying to
We're going to talk about it.
Not
later.
trying.
Talk about it in another podcast.
Taking money.
Took. Stealing.
Took that shit.
Took.
What was your story?
Oh.
Gone.
No, I've got it.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, yeah. It was about Juneteenth.
I really wish I knew how long we'd gone. So
yeah, I know. Me too. I was just thinking the same thing. Because usually
me.
It's right here.
Yeah. I was thinking about putting a ticker on here.
We definitely should put a ticker.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the next one. You guys don't give a shit. Guys, how long have you been listening? Do you know? Get up and look. Can I go look?
Of course.
Is it up there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go look. I'm going to come see you guys.
Okay. And then tell me.
I have a story, but I want you guys to know that it's not racist, even though it's super racist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hi. 51 minutes.
Is what we have left? That's what we have left. That's how much is left on the SD card.
It's recording. 51, 42, 43.
Okay, there's one on the top sort of leftish.
1 hour, 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I was looking at the record time.
Hold on. So we're at 51?
51, yeah. Okay, we're back. So I have a story. It's funny. This is backwards. Anyways, look, it's just, a little bit of a getting back in the groove here. We got to have a timer. Mm-hmm. Okay. My story is not racist. It's all in good fun.
Okay.
On both sides.
Terrific.
It's going to sound racist, though. So, I have a buddy at work. Black guy. Love him to death. Great guy. I always really enjoy having a black friend because I can go to him, especially one that's very, lighthearted. And I can go to him with questions that I have, concerns, thoughts, constructive criticisms about black culture.
Sure.
Anyways, it's fun to have, me and him have a good time. And so on Juneteenth, I believe it was a Wednesday, I went over and I said, "Hey man," I was like, "Happy Juneteenth." He laughed, he dapped me up, and I was like, "Hey man, when you get a second, come over to my station. I got a present for you." He was like, "Oh yeah?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, I'll be over." 10 minutes later, he comes over. He's like, "What do you got, man?" So I reached into my locker and I said, "Here you go, man. Happy Juneteenth." I handed him a banana. Mm-hmm. Thought it was funny. He thought it was hilarious too.
Did he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny.
We're getting shut down.
100% we're getting shut down. It was funny. It was it's good, clean fun. If I thought that he thought it was going to be offensive, I would have done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That being said, might get a call from HR anyway. Just who knows?
No.
Probably not.
No. It was a good one.
Listen, you have to have a sense of humor.
Look, if you don't have that, racism lives on stronger.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I know nothing about it, honestly. Two white guys talking about racism.
Sure.
Out of
That's
bounds.
why I like having a black friend that I can talk to. Out of
bounds.
About it.
No, I agree. I mean, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially one that's very open about it, too.
I think the minute that you stop making, keeping it lighthearted, I mean, because I agree. I mean, listen, there's parts of Georgia I used to drive through, pick up my kids, that still had, and it still do, actually, have a different flag than we all have.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, you see that a lot around here.
A lot around here, I don't. If you want to fly a flag, fly a flag. I don't give a fuck. If it's significant to you, do it.
Sure.
Was it Strickland that was talking shit about all the...
Probably.
Was it Sean Strickland?
Yep.
That was saying all that stuff about people that
Tired of
fly
seeing,
foreign flags in the UFC.
In the octagon. Yeah.
It's like, if you want to go back to your country, fucking go back to your country. It's a little aggressive, but I mean, whatever. You're right.
I can see both sides of that.
Look, I have no problem with you being proud about where you come from.
Right.
Because I'm proud of where I come from. Does that make me... and that's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to say for a white guy. People think it's a weird thing to say if you're white.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I don't think it's weird. I think it's fine. I don't give a fuck what people think.
Yeah.
Because it's not coming from... Because if you know me, you know it's not coming from a racist... I'm not thinking about that.
Right. That's the thing, though, is when we say things, we're not thinking of things being racist.
Absolutely not. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud that and I feel a lot blessed that I grew up in the U.S.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people feel about that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Necessarily. I understand some of the conversations that you have about it, but if you come from another country over here and you bash the U.S., go
That's
back to
when
where
you need to leave.
Right. Go back, man.
Yeah.
You came here for a reason. What was it? I'm just curious. Out of total curiosity, what did you come here for?
Yeah.
Did you come here specifically to bash us or to bash this country? Yet, because you can do that without getting fucking stoned.
Yeah.
Or killed or thrown in prison for the rest of your life. Because that's the kind of rules and laws that we have here.
Yeah.
Right to free speech, right to, all these things that the evolution of the United States, right? That some countries still have not evolved to that position.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whether it's political or whatever it is, right? Or in most cases, corruptness.
Sure.
People talk a lot about how the U.S. is corrupt. 100% it is. It's not Mexico corrupt.
No, no.
It's not South America corrupt. It's not fucking Russia corrupt. It's not a lot of that stuff. Now, I'm not saying that there's some things that are fucking crazy here.
I think that, okay, hold on, though. When you say it's not Mexico, South America corrupt, I think that it is far more corrupt than most people understand. The thing is that
It's white-collar corrupt.
we do much more to keep it under wraps. Like, it doesn't spill over into the streets.
Look,
You know what I mean?
this is what I mean. Because I've been to Mexico. I've been into Mexico. I'm not talking about fucking TJ, okay? I'm talking about Mexico, right? I'm talking about Mazatlan. I'm talking about in that country, like middle of that country. You do not see motherfuckers hanging from off-ramps
True.
in the U.S.
Yeah.
Multiples.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen, okay?
The corruption is different here.
It's different, and I'm not saying it's better or worse, but I'm saying as a whole,
Yeah. No, I know
you
what
can
mean.
walk down the street more than likely. I'm telling you right now, you're not getting hung on a fucking overpass.
You know what's funny?
I've seen it, so don't fucking tell me that we're the same.
You know
right?
what
Is all I'm saying.
You know what's hilarious is that the corruption is different. I think the scale is on a sliding scale the same, but the drive is also the same.
The U.S. is better at it, and what I mean by that is they're
yeah.
better at not letting people prove it, or not showing it on its face. Like, we're not
Like when you
executing people in the fucking street.
Like when you talk about Mexico and South America, you're talking about corruption being like cartels and or militias or whatever it may be.
or on a
dictator.
government level being owned by the cartel.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about, especially Mexico, like
Sure.
the government in Mexico is heavily influenced by the cartel.
Right. South America, same thing.
Right. That's the corruption in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Cartel is doing that to move drugs for money. Mm-hmm. The corruption in America is a bunch of dudes that have a hand in running the country that are doing things that are corrupt for money.
Right. They're also being paid by drug companies, not drug cartels.
Yeah.
I mean, like Pfizer.
Super deep. Yeah.
It's like, we're talking about getting
But, like,
pimped
also-
out by ibuprofen, not fucking coke and
But also,
fentanyl.
like, don't make no mistake about it. Like, we're killing people that are
100%.
that are not,
100%.
kosher with the idea of them doing
100%.
that. The cartel does it, and they just hang them on the street.
Right. They're doing it to prove a point.
We do
They're
it,
not
and
doing
they
it to
say we hung
cover
ourselves
something
with
up.
toilet paper.
Right. Agree. The difference is the cartel is doing that to prove a point
The cartel does it for
and
fear.
to show strength and fear.
Sure.
The government does it to shut people up.
Right.
Or the US rather.
crazy.
Whatever. Yeah, we're getting shut down or killed. Anyway. Or
Come on, man.
yeah. Bring it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Anyway, you're right. And I'm not saying I'm just saying like you can roll into Starbucks and buy a $7 coffee.
Sure.
Right. Like with no fear of, almost no fear of having something catastrophic happen to you or your family because you're buying coffee or because you're a school teacher or because
I feel like the no fear number is getting lower and lower.
yeah.
That's also a subject for a different podcast because we're an hour in. But yeah, I mean, I think we're at an all-time high we're at an all-time low of comfortability, I think, there.
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want. There's a lot going on. Well, there's a lot going on. The thing that the U.S. government is incredibly efficient at is backdooring into pulling rights away from its citizens without doing it outright.
Sure.
Example of that would be like California taking guns off the roster because the gun company didn't want to comply with some made up fucking deal that
They
California
deem it
put together.
unsafe.
Right.
Yeah.
So, or you could go farther with that and say that you can't vote if you're a felon.
Yep.
Right? You can't own a gun and protect yourself or a family member if you're a felon. Mm-hmm. Right? I would say that, and call it weird, whatever, based on what we used to do for a living. I heard, actually it was T-Rex. I watched one of his podcasts. Mm-hmm. He was talking about that. And talking about how the subject actually was, which is very interesting. We'll talk about it, maybe something, Hunter Biden.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Getting in trouble for owning a weapon, even though he was a felon.
Sure.
Right? And how people in the 2A, in that industry, or in
Second Amendment for you guys.
Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Advocates were up in arms over it. Like, fucking put that dude in jail. This is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. He had an interesting take on it. He said, if you're a true Second Amendment advocate, you would agree that he had
a right.
That's a bullshit law, mm-hmm. and he had the right to own a weapon. It's because he's Hunter Biden that you're pissed off.
Right.
Because he's the son of Sleepy Joe, and we're trying to tag this dude as, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It was very interesting. And it made me think that, again, like, the U.S. is very, very efficient at backdooring into these things that don't allow you to do stuff without actually saying you can't do it.
Yeah.
Either you got to jump through a bunch of hoops that 90% of people aren't going to do, or you can't do it because there was other things that you didn't do before or did do. And so it's like, they're not making an example like you would in Mexico, where you just hang a guy from a fucking overpass, Instead, they're just going to slow fuck it and just red tape you to death. Right.
Right.
And it's just going to be, and you're just going to give up. Right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the whole California thing and this whole tax deal. It's like 90% of people are just going to say, fuck it, and pay it.
Yeah.
I can't even get them on the fucking phone to start that conversation, which is crazy.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. And I did too, but it was like, man, what a fantastic business model.
Yeah. I mean,
we're going to take money from you. You don't get any say in it.
Yeah.
And if you want to have a say in it, we're just not going to let you get a hold of us.
Also, call us if you want to have a say, but we're not going to pick up.
Right.
Yeah. No,
it's seriously the perfect crime. It's the perfect scenario.
100%.
Can't run from it. It's all cash, apparently. Just start fucking paying with a green dot or whatever the fuck.
What you can do is get a Cash App debit card.
That's it right there. Yeah. I used to have one, actually.
Best way to go about that.
Just start parking everything over there.
I would.
Then you get hit with a Biden 1099 for fucking Cash App.
They do that?
Yes. Anything over $700.
$700 transfer?
Anything. If you get $700, if $700 or more into one of those apps, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, whatever.
Sure.
You are supposed to put that on your
1099.
You're supposed to declare it, or whatever the fuck you call it, for taxes. Well, so that was the big thing that was going on in Cali when I had
fucking stupid.
Yeah. So I agree with you. Hear this. So I had the crash pad, right?
Yeah.
So I was paying rent
utilities
for the whole thing, rent, utilities, and the guys were paying me, and I was paying it all back. So I would pay the rent and utilities out of my normal debit card, whatever. And the guys would send me Cash App, they'd send me Venmo, they'd send me all three of them.
Sure.
Right. And at the end of the year, I got hit with me having to show that, because technically I was getting paid by somebody So then I got to show who I'm paying.
Right.
And then those have to match because apparently they think I'm a fucking business.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so they want to hit me with taxes.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that was true for everybody. It wasn't just me, obviously, but I'm just using me as the example because of what was going down. I was like, well, fuck it. Everybody just start giving me cash.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to fucking go through extra tax bullshit.
Yeah. Because
I'm paying for an apartment that guys are staying in. I'm not making money.
Yeah. No.
I'm covering all the bills. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you want me to show that? So now I got to bring in utility bills. Now I got to bring in a lease that shows how much the fucking property was. And then I got to show the deposits. And I mean, you are out of your fucking mind, man.
Okay. Like, I understand it I understand the argument for it, but also the argument is so much stronger against it.
Yeah. So the argument for it
obviously
is that people are getting paid through Cash App to do stuff like general contractors were getting paid by Cash App. Sure. 100%. I get it. Like you can hide that money. Now you can't because because Biden signed this law stating that you have to show this.
But the problem with that is that app wasn't designed for that originally.
Right. It was not.
And that app is not like... That would be like them. There is no difference between you being like, maybe going to your house for a UFC fight and me giving you $60 to cover my half of it.
Dude, technically, if we keep doing this,
like
if we keep doing the UFC, technically, eventually, like it would almost be at $700.
Yeah.
Because I generally give you what, $40, $40, $50, something like that.
So yeah, it'd be like $480 a year.
Yeah. So you could get hit with like a thing because of it.
I mean, it's like every time I go to the casino, like
anything over $1,200.
If I win, well, no, I'm just saying if I win, right, and I have money,
I
give it to my mom. I don't have a bank around here.
Right.
She deposits into her account. She sells me.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's thousands of dollars.
Yeah, she can get hit with it.
And so that's the dumbest thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Because now you got to show like what happened. Mm-hmm. Like they used to, you get hand pays in California or whatever, anything over $1,200, whatever it was.
That's what it is everywhere. It's $1,200.
Sure, no, I understand. I'm just saying like that. I haven't done it out here because I haven't gone.
Yeah.
So you get a hand pay. I got a hand pay for like $5,000 one day at Pechanga.
Yeah. They're
like, "Do you want us to take the cash, the tax out?" I'm like, "Fucking kidding me? No."
Yeah.
Because
I'll claim it.
Yeah. Oh, I'll claim it, and then I'll claim my losses at the casino all year.
Yeah.
Which is what I was told by a friend of mine he's a doctor.
Yeah.
And he goes there all the time. He goes, "Dude, don't ever just claim it. Let him give you the 1099 and then claim all your losses."
I don't think that it's optional now. You can, so I've gotten 2 hand pays since I've been here. Mm-hmm. They ask you, do you want us to give you taxes now or take out the taxes now? No. But I'm pretty sure because like you give your social and everything, like that stuff's automatic now.
Oh, they are
reporting it. They are reporting.
They are 100% reporting it.
It's not like it used to be where you had to do it.
No, Pechanga gave me a 1099. Like they fucking wrote it, but they had a copy too, so it came up.
Yeah, they're reporting. You don't have to report it at all anymore. They already know.
No, they report it. Yeah.
They report it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were getting hit with it too.
Of course. Yeah, it just covers their ass. Mm-hmm. Well, first podcast back, man. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think that we didn't even get into at all what's been happening in the last 3 years.
We didn't talk about what we've been doing for 3 years. We didn't do anything that we had planned to do. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Pretty normal.
Next podcast.
Actually.
Yeah, that's pretty
normal. You get into these rants.
The next one's going to have a little more structure.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about structure.
100%. I didn't even finish a beer. Not even a beer.
A long time ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It wasn't that good. I mean, it was good. Like, I'm not kicking it out of bed.
Did it have a story? Let me read it, blind ass.
Yeah, read it. It's like
the Pog story says, it's blurry. Crunkles is back with another world-renowned IPA inspired by his time spent on the Hawaiian Islands. Jam-packed with tropical flavors of passion fruit, orange, and guava, this Hawaiian IPA is brewed to accompany you to your next luau. That's adorable.
It is. It was good.
Crumples is the
I judge things now beer-wise on if I would buy it again. I would not buy it again.
No?
No.
I'd buy
But it
that
was
again.
good. It was good. I would drink it. I'm not going to kick it out of bed. I'm also not going to go seek it out.
Sure.
What do you think on yours?
Oh,
Same deal?
delicious. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, you would go buy that again?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Only not for the flavor, for the fact that it's 9.1%. I'm good there. You know, I like to hang out there.
Here's a question.
Okay.
Unrelated to beer at all.
Really?
I mean, just completely unrelated to beer. Do we have a name for dude?
I mean, Sasquatch is typically his given name.
Well, I mean,
You want like
not
a
everybody's
real
name is John Smith.
No,
I mean,
fuck off, man. All right,
I'm just
John
saying.
Doe.
Yeah.
No, he smokes cigars. He wears headphones, and he kind of just hangs out, man.
so
We should do a vote. We should have people vote.
We should have a vote. Absolutely.
We're gonna start it now. Let's give it like a couple, like a while worth of
So
episodes.
we're gonna throw it up on YouTube, also,
You mean Instagram?
and Instagram. This is on YouTube, man.
Yeah, it's on you. I know what I'm saying is,
but we can put it.
like, what should we name Sasquatch?
Yeah,
Like,
so
what should his given name be?
Yeah, or yeah. What should we call him? Whatever you want to call him.
He should have a name.
He should have a name, and he should also have a nickname.
Carl, R.I.P.
Carl.
You guys can't see Carl.
Can't see Carl. We'll bring Carl in at one point. So
We can sit him right here.
I think we should do. Yeah. So we'll.
Okay.
First of all,
We can put up a community post on YouTube, and
Right.
okay. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, there's going to be a community post at some point. Maybe not right now.
yeah, we'll give it a little while.
Yeah, we're going to put it up maybe like 5 or 6 episodes in, somewhere around there.
You can for sure put it in the comments below.
Oh yeah, if you comment, let us know what you want us to name him.
And then we're gonna take those into consideration, of course. But
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Executive decision.
Yeah, okay.
Comment down below on YouTube on the video what you want us to name Sasquatch. Okay. We're gonna take the comments for a given amount of episodes till we see if we have enough names, and we're gonna take the names that we like the most or that come up the most, put them in a poll on a community post.
There it is.
And then we'll vote on those names.
Right.
And
we'll let you guys vote.
Yeah,
on the
you
name.
guys are going to
Yeah.
vote.
And it'll be.
And on Instagram, if you're following us there, Target Practice Podcast 2.0, we'll go and there'll be a link to the YouTube there where you can leave a comment on the video that you're watching because we're awesome for the name. Same thing. Get you there. We're going to make it easy for you guys to get there to leave a name for said Sasquatch.
Right. So YouTube is at Target Practice Podcast on YouTube.
Yep.
And then Instagram is Target Practice Podcast 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep Target Practice Podcast because we shut her down and we can no longer use that name.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
It was unfortunate. But 2.0 sounds good too.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything, the second version of everything is almost better.
I would think.
Like, let me go.
It's more polished.
Like, if you had a car that was like, okay, this is this car, and then this is this car 2.0, would you buy the first one?
Yeah, it depends on nostalgia, but probably not. I mean, I want the latest.
No, if you
greatest.
went up and you were like, I'm going to buy this new truck, and you're like, this is a Chevy Silverado 1500, this is the Chevy Silverado 2.0, you'd be like, well, the 2.0 is obviously better.
Obviously. Yeah.
Obviously, that's not the case for most things.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Because I'll take
No.
that Gen 3 Glock all fucking day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some. Yeah, the M&P Shield 2.0.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, my fucking argument didn't
Anyway,
make sense.
that's
2.0 is better.
those are the two rules, or those are two exceptions to the rule.
Sure.
Right?
I'm sure there's way more.
There's 100% more.
Anyway, just comment down below what you want us to name him.
Right.
And then eventually in the next, few episodes, we're going to do a poll.
Yeah.
When we gather some names.
Probably 6 and 100 episodes.
Yeah, somewhere in there we'll get a
If
name.
we get a lot of names, we might have to do like a tournament bracket kind of situation.
we definitely will. If we get a bunch of names, we'll do like a tournament bracket, and then we'll whittle them down to 2, and then we'll do a poll for those 2.
Yeah.
Either way, just comment down below what the name you want them to be.
Like and subscribe.
Hey, if you're on Spotify or Apple or Google Podcasts,
Any of the other podcasts.
you're just going to have to go to YouTube, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Go
There's
to
going to be a
YouTube.
link anyways in the description for...
Subscribe. across the board. That helps
just
us
go to
out.
all of them and just subscribe across the board. Leave us the 5-star rating. Tell us we're awesome.
It's a
stroke our
100
ego.
It's
Stroke our dick.
100% free.
Yeah.
It's 100% free.
Not a lot of things in this life are
It
free.
only helps us help you.
Help us to help you.
Yeah. Anyway,
Till next time.
talk to you later.
Thanks for enjoying with
That
us.
was dumb.
What was?
My part.
Talk to you later.
Yeah. I am out of fucking practice, my man. Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
I did it.
That was better.